All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Heat number one. J.R. Tanksley and David Lux on the front row. Dave Holmberg, Brad Ronning on the second. Kenny Storkson and Jacob Van on the third row. Scott Snodgrass, Brandon Murphy on the fourth. Austin Thornton and Andrew Thornton rounding out your top 10. Mike Hoyt starting in 11th with Brendan Tracy in 12th. Chris Johnson will start back in 13th. The Maniac had some problems during his qualifying lap, got a little loose. I think we're going to see a lot of loose race cars here in this one. As always, if you had a favorite driver in the field, don't forget to drop in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for. Don't forget to hit that like, follow, subscribe. Most importantly, hit that share button. Did you know every time you hit that share button, your favorite driver gets 5 extra horsepower? Looks like JR will have to start from the back. David Lux also having to drop to the back for the start. Pace car leads him around one more time. You'll note that in the turns, the track is much, much wider than the straightaways. That will come into play quite often tonight, especially when the late models come out. Pace car drops to pit road. Here we go. Heat number one is underway at Kern County. Dave Holmberg out front, but 3 wide. Now back down to 2 wide. Now back to 3 wide. 3 wide mid-pack. Mike Hoyt starting to make some moves. Already up 4 spots. Oh, they get loose out of 4. Several cars caught up. David Lux, Mike Hoyt, Brandon Murphy, Andrew Thornton, Brad Ronning, and Mike Hoyt all caught up in that one. Holmberg still has the lead, but Chris Johnson now up 11 spots into second place. Storkson up to third, battling with Austin Thornton 3 wide for a moment. Kenny Storkson was on the high side of that 3 wide, backs out of it. Scott Snodgrass doing a little bumping. With J.R. Tanksley, J.R. had to drop to the tail end at the start of the race, but has fought his way back up into 4th. And Chris Johnson has taken the lead for Heat 1. Scott Snodgrass and Jacob Van have both had a problem. At the moment, Brad Ronning is the only driver on pit road. Now David Lux has also had a problem. Car is rolling again. Man, Chance, at least we'll see you in the late models, buddy. Chris Johnson way out front now. Holmberg kissing the wall as Austin Thornton goes by to take second. Chris Johnson over a second lead now, but into lap traffic comes by David Lux. Dave Holmberg still holding on to third. J.R. Tanksley now up to 4th. Kenny Storkson in 5th. Brendan Tracy in 6th, Scott Snodgrass 7th, Jacob Van in 8th, Brandon Murphy in 9th, Andrew Thornton up to 10th. Two laps to go for Chris Johnson. His lead now 1.1 seconds in Heat 1. Out of turn 4, Chris Johnson gets the white flag one more time around. Down the back straightaway toward turn 3, just needs to make it through 3 and 4. He has got this one locked up. Chris Johnson wins heat number 1. Austin Thornton coming home in 2nd. J.R. Tanksley coming home 3rd in his rookie debut. On to heat number 2. Ryan McDaniel, Richie Joplin on the front row. Birthday boy Ed Jones Sr. and Becky Snodgrass have the 2nd row. Timmy Martin, Vern Spring on the 3rd row. Steven Seams and Matt the Maniac Moniac on the 4th row. John Barry and Edmund Jones round out your top 10. Brian Hewitt in 11th with Austin Edwards in 12th. Ryan McDaniel ready to go. Does look like he had to drop to the tail end on the start of this one. But it looks like he is ready to go. He was fast in practice here tonight. Will he be able to come up through the field? Track temperature has now gone up to 70 degrees. Might make the track a little bit slicker. Understandable there, Tina. Will the birthday boy Ed Jones Sr. be able to put her in victory lane in Heat 2? He leads them out of 3 and 4. Here we go. Green flag is in the air. Heat number 2 is underway. And 4, almost 5 wide, off into 1. Oh, a big wreck on the back straightaway. A bunch of cars caught in that one. Matt Moniac, Austin Edwards, Becky Snodgrass, Steven Seams all caught up in it. Timmy Martin has the lead. John Barry now in 2nd. Vern Spring in 3rd. Ryan McDaniel in 4th. Ed Jones holding on to the top 5. Looks like Edmund Jones has towed to pit road. He and Richie Joplin involved in an incident. Hey, great job, JR. Austin Edwards, despite being, whoa! Matt Moniac got way loose out of turn 2. Has towed it to pit road. Austin Edwards was caught up in that first incident on the back straightaway. Has already made his way back into the top 5. Richie Joplin now on pit road with Matt Moniac and Edmund Jones. Timmy Martin's lead, 1 1/4 seconds now over John Barry. Vern Spring now up to third. Ryan McDaniel fourth. Austin Edwards in fifth. Last time by, Austin the fastest car on the track. Timmy's starting to find some lap traffic as he goes by Steven Seams. John Barry closing the gap just a little bit. But with 4 laps to go, I don't know that anybody can catch Timmy unless he makes a mistake. And Austin Edwards just set the fastest lap of the night back in 5th. Timmy Martin coming around to get 2 to go here at Kern County. Heat number 2 has been eventful from the drop of the green. I suspect the feature will be more, very much more exciting. White flag is in the air one more time around for Timmy Martin. I do believe this will be Timmy Martin's first heat win of the year. And out of turn 4, Timmy Martin gets the win in Heat 2 at Kern County. John Barry coming home in second, Vern Spring third, Ryan McDaniel fourth, Austin Edwards in fifth. On to the warm-up, the driver's last chance to get out on track, get a little bit of track time, a little bit more practice, find a little bit more speed here. Track temperature coming back down, at least for the moment, back down to 69 degrees. That will give the drivers just a little bit more grip if that track temp holds in the feature. Austin Thornton just set a fast lap, but Mike Hoyt just beat it. Matt Moniak was complaining the car was loose. In qualifying, we saw him get loose out of 2 in this heat. Will he be able to hold on to it in the feature? He gets around. Ryan McDaniel got a top 5 in the heat. Will he be able to pull one off in the feature? A little bit of excitement out of turn 2. It does appear turn 2 is where we're going to see the most action tonight. We have seen multiple drivers have problems. Looks like a lot of them kissing that outside wall as well. Andrew Thornton just topped the leaderboard. And really quick, everybody drop in the comments and give Ed Sr. a happy birthday. I'm going to pull him up. Let's all wish him a happy birthday. Hey, Senior, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes, sir. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. Rumor has it you got a birthday this week.
Yeah, I do. One more year older. You know how that goes.
All too well. Well, man, I just wanted to pull you up and wish you a happy birthday, and hopefully you can get her into victory lane for your birthday.
Well, that would be sweet, but there's some really good drivers in here.
Well, just tell your son to wreck him or black flag him. Something. Well, man, you know I'm always cheering for you. Happy birthday, buddy. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Doug. You have a good night.
Ed Sr. always in good spirits. Definitely in good spirits tonight. Thank you, Scott. We'll make sure he sees all the comments after the race. And don't forget, after the Legends, they will put the Legends cars up, unpack the late models, and go at it again here in Kern County. Seeing a lot of drivers really struggling out of turn 2, but once they have heat in the tires, it could be a very different story. Just a few seconds left to go in warm-up. And the beautiful unicorn Angie Janes wishing Ed Sr. a happy birthday.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Chris Johnson, Timmy Martin on the front row. Austin Thornton, John Berry on the second. J.R. Tanksley and Vern Spring have the third row. Kenny Storkson and Ryan McDaniel on the fourth row. Brendan Tracy, Austin Edwards round out your top 10. Scott Snodgrass in 11th. Birthday boy Ed Sr. in 12th. Jacob Van in 13th. Brian Hewitt 14th. Andrew Thornton in 15th. Becky Snodgrass in 16th. Brandon Murphy starts 17th. Steven Seams in 18th. Holmberg in 19th. And the Maniac starting in 20th. David Lux, Richie Jumplin, Mike Hoyt, and Edmund Jones round out the 24 car field here tonight. Pace car takes him around one more time. The stands are packed here at Kern County tonight. Pace car heads to pit road. It's time for the feature event.
Here we go, green flag, boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Chris Johnson leading them down into turn 1, 3 and 4 wide, back behind. Caution is out on lap 1. And it looks like Becky Snodgrass may be involved. Let's take a look and see what happened to Becky. There's Becky up top, gets loose right in front of several cars. The 17 of Mike Hoyt gets a piece of it, keeps going, and no significant damage to Becky. Loose out of turn 2 has been a very, very common theme tonight. Austin Thornton in second, J.R. Tanksley in third, Timmy Martin fourth, Austin Edwards now up into fifth. Kenny Storks and John Berry, Ryan McDaniel, Vern Spring, Scott Snodgrass round out your top 10. We saw some big moves in the early part of this one. Down into turn 1, everybody was sending it. We saw it 3 and 4 wide. It would not surprise me to see it 5 wide at some point here tonight. They stack back up for the restart. Pace car heads to pit road. Chris Johnson in control. Out of turn 4, green flag back in the air. Chris is away. Austin Thornton, though, right there with him. Back behind, still 2x2 for the moment. Nobody tries 3 wide through 1 and 2 this time. Austin Edwards, though, already on the attack. He is up to thoroughly cow. Caution is back out on lap 6. Multiple cars involved. Vern Spring, J.R. Tanksley, Brian Hewitt, Andrew Thornton, Becky Snodgrass, David Lux. It's all happening right in front of Vern Spring. Looked like the 83 of J.R. Tanksley snapped loose. He tried to save it. And chaos. Out of turn 4, JR in 30 gets loose, tries to correct it, bounces it off the wall, and everybody piles into a mess. Brian Hewitt went and took some flight. A lot of cars currently on pit road getting some repairs. Vern Spring, Brian Hewitt, J.R. Tanksley, and Becky Snodgrass all had to tow to pit road. Ed Sr. David Lux on pit road as well. Brian Hewitt also on pit road. A rough start here at Kern. Be interesting to see how the late models do here. As we've seen at tracks in the past, tracks that the Legends cars struggle and fight for grip, those late models get out here They can lean on each other, beat and bang, and still keep them pointed the right way. Plus, they're a lot heavier and don't have it. It's a lot harder to send one into the air like what we saw with JR's car. Here we go. Pace car is in. Chris Johnson in control once again. Green flag back in the air. They are underway again. And they're going to try 3 wide into 1 and 2. Backed out of it, stayed side by side, thankfully. At least for the moment, but Austin Edwards battling on the high side, battling Chris Johnson for the lead. Everybody side by side, mid-pack. Ryan McDaniel has had a problem. No caution yet. Chris managing to hold them off for the moment. Caution! Caution is back out, lap 13. Looks like Dave Holmberg, Jacob Van involved in this. Let's take a look at that and see what happened to Ryan. Ryan down on the inside as they head off into 1. Briefly, 4 wide. Ryan gets loose on the bottom but avoids anybody and keeps it rolling. Then Dave Holmberg and Jacob Van... Oh! Holmberg just gets turned around. Moniak catches a piece of it. The 30 catches a piece of it. Yeah, looks like there was some contact. Jacob Van gets hit as car's coming down the track, but keeps it on all fours and manages to get it going again. Ryan McDaniel likely the big winner on that one. He did lose a lot of track position, but was able to maintain the lead lap. He is now in 15th. Chris Johnson still holds the lead over Austin Edwards, Austin Thornton, Kenny Storks, and Brandon Murphy now up 12 spots into 5th. The other big mover so far is Richie Joplin, up 13 spots into 9th. Mike Hoyt, despite being caught in that lap 1 incident, up 11 spots into 12th. Some drivers already on the attack here tonight. Surprisingly, since the start of this race, we've only seen him get and stay 4 wide 1 time. That was on lap number 1. Everybody else has kept it pretty tame since then, keeping it 2 wide for the most part. Lights are out. They stack back up. Chris Johnson in control. Pace car is in. Chris Johnson leads him down. Austin Edwards on the high side. Green flag back in the air. Chris quickly launches, gets clear of Austin Edwards. Austin Edwards trying to get in front of Thornton, and they are 3 wide mid-pack. And it was not a 3 wide where everybody was given room. Caution, back out, lap 19. Mike Hoyt, Ed Sr., and JR involved. Becky Snodgrass also had a moment before the caution. Let's see what happened to her. This incident happened before the caution, did not cause that caution, just gets loose in the middle, 1 and 2. This is the incident that brought the caution out. Watching Mike Hoyt in the 17. Looked like he just came up into seams, bounces off. JR has nowhere to go. Neither does Ed Sr. Birthday boy Ed Sr. really wanted a good run tonight, but currently back in 18th. Just can't avoid anything tonight. Chris Johnson still leads with Austin Edwards, Austin Thornton, Brendan Tracy, and Kenny Storkson. Your top 5 pace car is in single file for this restart. Green flag back in the air. The single file restart giving Chris Johnson a big advantage here. Cars already looking for a pass going into 1 and 2. Matt the Maniac dropping down to the bottom, taking 12th. David Lux on the attack, now up 11 spots into 10th. Brandon Murphy up 10 spots into 7th. Now having to battle with Andrew Thornton, who's up now to 6th place. Kenny Storkson now into the top 5. Austin Edwards just set the fastest lap of the night. Track temperature still holding right at 70 degrees here. At least the track is not getting super hot and greasy for these little cars. Edwards looks low for the lead into 1. It's a drag race down the back straightaway, allowing Brendan Tracy and Austin Thornton to start reeling the leaders back in. Chris Johnson, though, holding him off for the moment. John Barry starting to pick some ground back up. He is battling Brandon Murphy for 8th place now. Richie Joplin has just moved into 7th. Richie up 15 spots. Kenny Storkson holds on to 6th. Andrew Thornton now up to 5th. And the Maniac is on the attack, up 10 spots into 10th as caution comes back out for David Lux. Let's see what happened to Lux. Oh, Lux on the high side, comes down the track, gets into Ryan. Oh, holy cow. Steven Seams has nowhere to go, sends Lux for a ride. Ryan McDaniel did manage to save it. Hey, good evening, Jeremy. As hard as these cars can be to drive, you just never know, and I don't think you're ever safe. How's it going tonight, buddy? Coming in tonight, Matt Moniak still leads the points, followed by Andrew Thornton, Richie Joplin. Chance Maddock will be using a drop race tonight, as he took too long of a nap, and Edmund Jones round out the top 5 in points. Lights go out on the pace car. They stack back up single file this time. Ouch, Jeremy, I didn't know, bud. That has got to be rough. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. 18 to go. Austin Thornton practically pushing Brendan Tracy up to Chris Johnson. Austin Edwards is out of the race. Austin was battling for the lead. We'll take a look here in a moment and see what happened. Matt Moniak battling through the field, battling with Scott Snodgrass and Brandon Murphy. Moniak takes ninth. Caution! Caution is out, and it's Ryan McDaniel. Ryan has towed to pit road. Let's see what happened here. Ryan down on the bottom. He has gotten bumped and banged around. Oh! He just got... Did he get loose on a 4? Did he have help? Oh, Ryan got a big smack. Just did not have the same run as the car behind. Goes up on the K-rail and gets on his side. And let's see what happened to Austin Edwards to take him out of the race. This is when the caution came out. Something just broke. Austin has unfortunately left Discord, so I cannot get a word with him to see what the heck happened there. Did look like something, some sort of technical difficulty. He just suddenly shot into the outside wall and that car was done. Chris Johnson back at the front. Brendan Tracy in second. Green flag back in the air. 12 to go at the line. Moniak quickly underneath into turn 1. Scott thought about caution. Caution is out on the restart. Looks like Mike Hoyt involved this time. Hoyt, another one who has not been able to catch a break here tonight. Gets to the high side on Ed Sr. and looks like some net code at play. The yellow and black car, Ed Sr., Mike Hoyt in the white car. Sr. was coming up, and I don't know, there may not have been net code. Hey, good evening, Mark the Man Dan Tuma. Congratulations on the win at Pocono last night. Ryan McDaniel does get waved. No, that was not Ryan getting waved around to get a lap back. That was Vern Spring. They are way ahead of you on that, Mark. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. 8 laps to go. Chris Johnson still in the lead. Already some side-by-side action. Matt Moniak still trying to get past Brandon Murphy. Scott Snodgrass lurking right behind. Rookie Jacob Van battling with Dave Holmberg as John Barry and Timmy Martin and Edmund Jones right behind. Andrew Thornton, though, has fought his way up into 4th. Now looking at the bumper of his brother Austin in 3rd. Kenny Storkson making his way back to 5th, but Richie Joplin in 6th. Yeah, Gerald, you'll have to explain that strategy at some point to me, buddy. Five laps to go. Can Chris Johnson hold on? Brendan Tracy back in 2nd. Hasn't been able to set up a run. Austin Thornton in 3rd. Andrew Thornton is bringing Kenny Storkson and Richie Joplin a little bit closer. Brandon Murphy has managed to hold off Moniak, and now Scott has gotten by Moniak up into 9th. 3 laps to go for Chris Johnson. Tracy almost getting the wall out of turn 2. He is pushing that car to its absolute limit here. Out of turn 4, White, 2 laps left to go. Tracy doing everything he can to close that gap on Chris Johnson. Out of turn 4, white flag is in the air one more time around for Chris Johnson. He qualified on the pole, won his heat, and now has dominated here, led every single lap, and he is going to do it. Chris Johnson wins the feature at Kern County. Brendan Tracy coming home in 2nd, Austin Thornton in 3rd, Andrew Thornton 4th, Kenny Storkson finishes 5th. Let's talk to our top 3, starting with Austin Thornton. Austin, you finished with your brother in the mirror and a podium, man. Great job.
Hey, Doug, I'm going to speak for Austin tonight because he had a long weekend in Disney, Oklahoma, and he can't speak very good now.
Austin, is that true?
Yeah, it's not very great.
Well, Andrew, I will say he saw you in the mirror and pulled off a podium here.
Hey, and he held his own just fine. Didn't need no help from me. I was kind of hoping that Chris and Brennan would get into it, and we'd be able to pass them both up, and we could have snuck Richie into this interview too. But man, we'll take a 3-4 finish.
Well, a great job to the Thornton family tonight. Congratulations, guys.
Thanks, Doug.
Our second, that was strange. Brendan Tracy comes home in second. Brendan, one heck of a run to come home in second place. You managed to keep Chris in your sights, just couldn't get there.
Yeah, he was just a little better today. He had a little bit more than I had.
Still, to come home with a podium here, as wild as this race was, and you had to come from 9th place and come through some of that chaos to get here.
Shoot, I ended up getting an EOL for my win at the bull ring, so I had to come from the last spot.
Oh man, it definitely worked out. You came through a lot of chaos and managed to pull off a podium finish. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you. Hope to be back next week.
And finally, our winner, Chris Johnson. Chris, back in victory lane. I have to ask the obvious question. If Austin Edwards does not have technical difficulties, do you still win it?
Yeah, I think we would end up wrecking each other, to be honest. Thank God his will disconnected.
Oh, so that's what happened. We knew something went horribly wrong. It was obvious something did.
Yeah, he was having troubles the lap before, and then all of a sudden it just died on him.
That definitely hurts, but it gave you the opportunity to come on with a win here. I think your first win of this season.
Yeah, unfortunately. It should have been a couple more, but one is good enough.
Well, man, a great job tonight. Great to see you back in victory lane, and hopefully you can sweep it here tonight in the late models.
Heck yeah, thank you, Doug. I appreciate you.
Chris Johnson gets the win in race number 1, but don't go anywhere, folks. We will be back in just a few moments. They're going to pack up these little cars and bring out the big ones. The late models take to the track in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere.